All right. Now that we have seen single variable distribution, let's move on to something which is called as two variables. Now, if I had to compare two variables which are let's say continuous, and of course it goes without saying that it is continuous and it's numerical, right? Something like sales and profit, I'd like to understand how sales and profit are moving. Now, in that case, the best diagram or best chart to represent the relation between two variables like this is called as scatter plot. Right? Scatter plot simply points all the plots. For example, if I say sales and profit, let's say for a certain level of sales, for example, A, B, C, D, E, I have a profit like P, Q, R, S, T. Then AP is a point by, let's say, coordinate system. Okay, then BQ is a point over here. CR is a point over here. DS is a point over here. ET is a point over here, right? So what scatter plot does is that, okay, so if I look at it, whenever the sales, let's say sales is in x-axis and profit is in y-axis, right? So whenever sales is A, the profit is P. So it moves A towards the right and P up. So it locates A and P. This is one point. Then B and Q, it goes for B, it goes for Q. Then similarly the third one, which is this, then fourth one this, and fifth one this, and similarly like this. All the points, because the records obviously will have thousands of records over here. All those 1,000, 10,000 or million records are plotted at a singular line over here. And that way I see the entire data of sales and profit. In fact, I'm looking at each and every point of sales and profit, and I can easily observe a trend if it is present over there. That's the entire aspect of aspect of scatter plot. Let's see how do we do that in Tableau. Right, so if you go to the Tableau and say this is my scatter plot, right, I'll say scatter plot. Okay, now if let's say I want to understand, as discussed, let's understand sales and profit. And the moment I select sales and profit and go to show me, it obviously shows something called a scatter plot. Right now there's only one point over here, because it is giving me the relation between sum of sales and sum of profit. As there's only one sum of sales, there's only one sum of profit, it is just giving me 1 point. Now, in order to get to all the points, what we need to do is to click on this drop down, and don't worry about this measure over here, click on dimension. Similarly, do the same thing with the other variable, click on dimension. Now what we are looking at is called as scatter plot. We can see, right, we can see that there are certain outliers over here, big level outliers over here. But on an average, if I want to understand the trend, there's something that we can do for analytics. Of course, we'll study this particular part. This entire portion of analytics is something that needs to be seen in a separate way. All of these are very important, and Tableau has done a fantastic job of putting it over there, right? So we'll definitely go ahead and do that. But right now, if I just, for the sake of using this, explaining, better things in this video, we can just go for trend line and try and drag it up. There are 5 kinds of trend line over here. Let's go for linear trend line. I'll just go for linear trend line. The moment I put it, I can see that the linear trend line is going upwards, which means that there is an upward trend. That is, as sales increases, profit increases. Well, makes sense, because the sales increases, the cost is not increasing along with sales proportionately. The fixed cost remains same. Hence, the profit margin of profit is going up. Makes sense to me, absolutely. All right. So yeah, this data is not giving me any kind of discrepancy right now. Right. So I'll just go for something like sales versus profit. Now I would be more interested in understanding. I can just right click on the sheet and duplicate this. Okay, I'm very interested in understanding how sales moves along with discount. Right, because I think it was pretty much, general that, yeah, if sales increases, profit will increase, right? So there's nothing, no insight, no rocket science kind of insight over here. What we can do is, instead of profit, I like to go for discount. Okay, so I'll first interchange this, right? And instead of profit, I like to go for discount. Let me see. Okay, over here, right? And this is again giving me sum. So what I'll go for is go for dimensions. Now this is giving me something like this. The trend line is already there, which is clearly indicating that higher discounts are it's not good for my sales, because the moment I go for higher discounts, now as discount percentage, uh, obviously you'll give 16 percentage discount, and after 16% you probably move towards 18 or 20 percentage. You'll not move from 16.2 to 16.3, isn't it? So discount per se is not that. Discount percentage is not a continuous variable over here, right? So that is why I've been seeing that the discount is either 0, or it's 10, or it's 15, or it's 20, or it's 30, or it's 35, and so on like this, right? So as the discount percentage increases, the sale keeps on decreasing. I can make it interesting by clicking on this drop down and go to this measure and say, let's go for average. And I'll just go for scatter plot again. Okay, it's not giving me the scatter plot right now, but that's okay. I probably will go for dimensions only in that case, right? I can see that the average sales, the sales is declining along with profit. So this is a good insight. So discount is not good for my business. But people might argue, so sales might decline, but profit might increase. I mean, let's see. I mean, if that is the case, now I seriously doubt that, because if the sales is coming down, how can we say that profit is going to go up? But still, for the satisfaction front, I'll just put it up over here. Okay, it's not drawing this, so I'll just do this again. I'll select profit and I'll select discount. Where is it? It's over here, right? And I'll go for scatter plot. Right, I'll click on show me and I'll click on entire view, and I'll go for dimensions. I'll go for dimensions over here again. And yeah, profit is in x-axis. I probably can interchange this. I think it's better over here. And if I put in a trend line using analytics again, I don't think it requires a trend line now. I can see that the profits are also seriously declining with increase in the discount, right? That is something that we can go for. Now, people might want to understand it. Is it happening for all the categories? Well, then in that case, you have to do something about it to understand it, isn't it? So I'll go to product hierarchy and see. I'll put category in colors over here. Now, at least all the 3 categories are down over here. And I can see that if I just click on one, that particular category gets highlighted. And I can see that this one is definitely going down. So is this one. And so is this one. Isn't it? I can do this, or I can probably apply filters on. I mean, I can apply filter of category over here. And then we can just say, okay, just put everything over here, show filter, then single value slider. Right now I can actually study all of them together, or one of them, one by one, isn't it? I can see furniture is going down. I can see office supplies are going down. The color also changes along with it. What else, right? So this is how we can, use scatter plot to understand the distribution of 2 numeric continuous or categorical variables.